What if the reason you keep circling back to the same habits, the same anxiety, the same toxic dynamics isn't what you think it is? What if the problem isn't your discipline, your motivation, or your personality, but something happening underneath your awareness? Before you scroll away, stay with me, because there is something uncomfortable you need to hear. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are addicted. Not to the behavior itself, but to the emotional state it creates inside you. You are addicted to the familiar stress, the familiar pressure, the familiar disappointment. And until you understand this, you will keep trying to force change at the surface level while the deeper pattern remains untouched. According to Joe Dispenza, real transformation requires understanding how different layers of the brain and body work together and how they can work against you. But once you understand the mechanism, you can interrupt it. And once you can interrupt it, you can begin installing something new. There is a part of you that understands exactly what needs to change. It reflects. It analyzes. It learns. It gathers insight. This is where intentions are born. This is where you say, I'm done living like this. But insight is not embodiment. Clarity is not transformation. Because the part of you that understands is not the part of you that reacts under pressure. Beneath that intellectual layer, there is a deeper system that runs on emotional memory. Every repeated thought becomes an internal experience. Every experience produces a feeling, and every feeling produces chemistry. If you have rehearsed stress for years, your body knows how to produce it automatically. If you have rehearsed rejection or fear, your nervous system can activate those states instantly, without asking your permission. When a specific emotional pattern is repeated long enough, it stops feeling like a reaction and starts feeling like identity. Anxiety feels like who you are. Tension feels productive. Hypervigilance feels necessary. And because it is familiar, your system interprets it as safe, even if it is harming you. This is how suffering becomes normalized. This is how chaos becomes personality. So the real question is not, how do I change? The real question is, how do I teach my body to accept a new future when it's addicted to the past? And this is where most people fail. They interpret discomfort as danger. They interpret resistance as a sign they're not meant to grow. But discomfort is not proof that you're doing something wrong. Discomfort is proof that your nervous system is leaving the known. Right now, I want you to practice with me. Not later. Not tomorrow. No. Soften your gaze or close your eyes. Bring your attention to your body. Notice any tension. Notice your breathing. Notice subtle anxiety, restlessness, or even skepticism. Just observe it. The sensations, the tightness, the urge to distract yourself, the impulse to escape. Recognize what they truly are. They are not you. They are remnants of old habits, old conditioning, old identity. And it is vital that you confront these feelings rather than surrender to them. So stay with the sensation for a few seconds longer than feels comfortable. Because every time you surrender automatically, you reinforce the past. And every time you stay present, you weaken it. Take a slow breath in, hold it, and exhale slowly. Tell yourself, this is temporary. This is withdrawal. This is my nervous system rewiring. This is my body losing its emotional addiction. As you sit with it, notice something powerful. The sensation shifts when you don't run from it. When you allow yourself to fully experience discomfort without escaping, you begin reconditioning your brain and body. And this is the pivotal moment. This is where transformation begins. Because in that moment, Your old self demands control. Your body begs you to return to the familiar stress, the familiar fear, the familiar suffering. But you pause. You breathe. You choose something else. Now let's take it further. Begin rehearsing your future, not as fantasy, not as wishful thinking, but as training. Because the body does not change through logic. It changes through emotional experience. Generate the feeling now. Imagine confidence radiating from your chest. Imagine your nervous system calm and steady. Imagine your thoughts slowing down. Feel joy, not as excitement, but as safety. Feel freedom in your body, like you no longer need to prove yourself. Stay with that state for a few breaths, even if it feels unfamiliar, even if it feels artificial. The emotional brain does not know the difference between a real experience and one vividly rehearsed with intensity and repetition. Over time, these practiced emotions begin to weave into your biology. Your chemistry shifts. Your reactions soften. Your triggers weaken. A new baseline forms, not because life changed first, but because you did. Thought becomes feeling. Feeling becomes state. State becomes identity. And this is how alignment happens. The thinking mind sets the intention. The emotional system generates the chemistry. The body memorizes the state. Your path will not always be linear. It will not always feel easy. But every moment of discomfort you consciously endure is proof that you are no longer operating on autopilot. Every pause is evidence that you are interrupting the past. Celebrate those small interruptions. Each one tells your nervous system, this is who I am now. And with repetition, the unfamiliar becomes familiar. Peace stops feeling boring. Stability stops feeling suspicious. Joy stops feeling unsafe. Discomfort and uncertainty are not signs of failure. They are signals of growth. They are your nervous system learning a new identity. And every time an old pattern tries to pull you back, lean into that tension instead of retreating. That moment of tension is the doorway. Transformation is not about fighting your past. It is about outgrowing it chemically, emotionally, neurologically. And right now, as you breathe differently, as you feel differently, you're already proving something powerful. You are proving that your past does not have total control over you. Thought becomes feeling. Feeling becomes being. And the old self loses power not by thinking differently, but by becoming different. This is the work, and you are already doing it.